Good morning, everyone. My name is Claudia, and I go by the Light Guide. And today we are broadcasting from Boston, Massachusetts, and from London, England. Is that right, Breach?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I would like to introduce you to Breach Hanlon, and I will let you take the floor, Breach, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Claudia. It's a pleasure to be with you here this morning. Um, I am a time waiver therapist, meaning that I use the technology created by Marcus Schmicke in Germany. First, he created Time Waver, Frequency and Time Waver Pro, and then 10 years later, he created the Healy device. So lots of people know about this technology because of the Healy.
That's right.
Before that, before that, there were probably about 20,000 time waiver users around the world.
There were that
Mostly,
many. Okay.
there were not many, but mostly in Europe, Germany, Poland, places like that, Czechoslovakia. I was one of the few native English speakers who jumped in when I heard about the technology in 2013. I was working as a counselor and a homeopath, had been for years. So
Mhm.
I always wanted to go deep with clients. I wanted to find the hidden influences on the current situation. But when I heard about time waiver and how it can go into the quantum level using quantum analysis to really dig deep into the unseen influences, I just knew this is for me. It took me a couple of years having the device to really appreciate how it works and that I can trust it.
Yes.
But my faith in it has just grown and grown and grown. And now I'm so happy to be able to share it with people all over the world, because the people who are drawn to the Healy device also instinctively know that they can trust also the unseen,
That's right.
the background, spiritual level, by setting an intention and asking for what they want.
That's exactly it, Breach. It is the unseen. And I've been starting to post and talk a lot about that because I like to say that I live at the crossroads of science and spirituality. And we're really starting to learn to see how they go together. But it really is about trusting the unseen in the quantum field. And science is starting to explain on more layman's terms what this quantum field is and how it works. And so it's very exciting. I can't quite explain it scientifically yet, but I can definitely explain it in terms from the effects it's been having in my life. And I think that that's very relatable to people. So that's what I'm excited to share with people today about your work as well. And also see the back end of what's happening in these different devices and programs. Because I feel like knowledge is really power. And when we can connect that, we can even use these technologies to our higher and better good, like to the next level,
So,
like you said, to trust it.
yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Where would we like to start?
So
Shall I speak about time waiver first of all?
yes, because I think that a lot of people know about the Healy or are starting to know about it, but I don't know that they have a visual connection or understanding of the time waiver. And
Sure.
I have become very interested in it. And I've done quite a few of your time waiver programs, and they've made profound differences in my life. So, yes, I would love to start there.
Good. So I'm going to share screen with you now, because to actually see the device itself is useful, what it looks like.
I
As you can
agree.
imagine, it's bigger than a Healy. It's about
Yeah.
the size of a laptop or bigger. So just give me a moment and I'm going to share.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. So what I'm showing you here is a page from my website called Time Waiver Remote Healing and Clearing, because
Yeah.
those programs are what you experience, Claudia. as well as I know you have many of my Healy expert programs, but these remote healing programs using Time Waver, I know that you and many people have found them really impactful in their life.
Mhm.
So a picture showing the Time Waver device running with, obviously, with software on a laptop. I actually now have 2 Time Waver devices, using them for different purposes. So I'm going to talk about a couple of my remote programs. The
Wonderful.
first, which is, and the most popular of which, is the ancestral clearing. So inside of the Time Waver, there are many databases, first of all.
Mhm.
And the databases cover, I give a little summary here of the databases that I use to analyze when I do the ancestral clearing. I use the karmic and systemic level, the psychological level, clearing disempowering beliefs, for example, blocking convictions, we call them, dissolving suffering patterns, healing of grief, dissolving strains, but also putting in affirmations that will be useful. I'll explain in a moment how they get matched with you. I also include a database of symbols of angels, symbols for the physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental bodies, the 4 bodies. Healing of emotional injuries, and then flow, to encourage the flow of abundance, flow of energy, flow of individual energy.
Yeah.
Energetic clearing. Ho'oponopono is there as well. Okay, so on the one hand, we have all of these databases. Coupled with that, we use a focus statement.
Right.
Now, when you work with me, you always send me a very, you take the time, and I encourage everybody to take the time to really sit with the feeling of what they want,
Mhm.
something that they can really relate to. It's not a pie in the sky wish. It's something that they feel is there and is in their potential to
That's right.
manifest, but just put that into words. And I use that then with Time Waver to match the items in the databases. And this is the quantum analysis. It's not a database analysis in the same sense that we're used to using that phrase. It's a quantum level analysis where the really specific vibrational pattern of you and your intention is compared with the vibrational patterns of 3,688 items in the Time Waver database, and that's just in this analysis. And then the result of that is a list of the most relevant, the closest matches. And the matches can be, what is blocking you? What in the psychological or karmic level is blocking you, is standing in between you and manifesting what you desire? And what will also support you in terms of symbols, angels, prayers, meditations? That list is then vibrated into your field. So this is another idea that most people won't be familiar with. But Time Waver works in the 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th dimensions. So beyond geographical area, beyond time and space. To send into your field this list of balancing aids, we call them, over the course of every day, maybe 6 times a day, for 4, 5, 6 weeks. And what happens as a result, you can speak a bit to this, Claudia, of your experience of it. But my experience as a therapist is receiving emails daily and weekly from people just saying, thank you so much. I put one on at the top of just one. This is one of many, many, many that I put at the top here. A lady who expresses deep appreciation for the life-changing shift she experienced during the 5-week ancestral clearing program. In the first few days, a much deeper sense of connection to her true nature. And then all the burdens is shifted, and now enjoying joyful synchronicity and magical moments. Relationship with the world is elevated. So this is, I put it there because it's a perfect description of a human being operating in clarity. And for me, it's all about getting clear.
Right.
I feel as if for many people, we're doing our best, but we're in kind of muddied waters or muddied environment. And it's about clearing that so you can see and feel clearly what you want, what you don't want, and how to achieve it.
That is exactly it, Breach. I like to call this type of work a compass. So I like
Right.
to say that you are setting your compass of your life in the direction that you do want it to go instead of being reactionary in your life. And I used to say that I felt like in my life I was walking through mud. Like I was getting there, but it was hard. And it literally felt like I was trudging through mud every day. And those are the blocks and the burdens that you're talking about. Because I was doing my work and I was doing, but like I was trying to get over the hump without clearing because I didn't know that part yet. And I didn't even know what I didn't know were my blocks.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
doing your very best with all the resources that you had
right,
to do with what you could see. But the problem
right.
is you can't see and can't deal with normally. That's stopping us.
Absolutely. And it's going really beautiful with what you're saying about the other dimensions, the fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth dimensions, because I've actually been doing the Jose Silva method meditations recently. And one of the affirmations is that, we're traveling out into other dimensions of places that we cannot see in the quantum field. And so it goes beautifully with the actual meditations I'm doing right now as well. So it's very complementary.
Beautiful. And I've been working now for 10 years with Time Waver, and also like you, including other practices to help me connect regularly with my higher self, with my soul.
Right.
And
Yeah.
what I notice over and over again is when I go higher and I clear something at the higher level, within hours, within days, there's a shift on the physical.
Absolutely. Like within hours, within days, because one of the many things that really inspired me to do this recording with you today is the amazing experience I also had with the ancestral healing um, program, which you didn't even know about until we organized this. But I had struggled a lot in the area of relationships. And it was definite, I asked you, which one should I do? Should I do the Finding the Perfect Partner program or the ancestral one? And you definitely guided me towards the ancestral one because I actually think it's a beautiful program to do for everybody. And I set the intention to clear any blocks around relationship karma with my family. So it was not pie in the sky, it was something that could definitely be obtained. And within 3 days of starting this program with you, I was set up with my now boyfriend, who I have been dating for 10 months. And it is the most perfect partnership I've ever had in my entire life. Like, I've always wanted a partner that would meditate with me and do breath work with me. And he's just so perfectly aligned and within 3 days. So when you talk about quantum,
effects. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
No, it's
I
so wonderful. Yeah.
love, for so many reasons, I'm loving hearing what you're saying. The fulfillment of finding that one that you can have a really close and inspiring relationship with. It's wonderful.
That's
Really.
it. Exactly. I like that inspiring relationship. Yeah. And since then, I've gone on to do your Accelerate Your Business and Abundance program. And it's like rocket ships. I'm like, psh, 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 like grabbing at everything that's coming my way. So, yeah, it's been
New
wonderful.
opportunity becoming available or coming into your view that you didn't see before.
That's right.
Uh,
Exactly. Yes. Like you said, clarity. And that's, I feel like what it is. It's like I'm very clear to know what direction, when things come into my view, I pay attention, I'm alert. Yes.
you're available. You're available.
That's it.
And this thing, everybody wants lots of things, but are they truly available? Are they clear enough in themselves to be the one that impulse, looking for a recipient, that opportunity, looking for a recipient? Are we clear enough to be that one to say, I'm
Right.
available? You know, I'm
Yes.
ready.
This
Yes.
truly sets your compass for the saying, what you're seeking is seeking you. Yes, absolutely.
So it's us doing the work. Shall I talk about one or two others? Let me see.
Please do. Please do. Yeah. And as you're looking for it, I would just like to make sure that everybody knows that you do not have to have a Healy to receive these programs. And it is a wonderful way to get an introduction to how frequency works.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a moment, I will link Time Waver and Healy. But for
Okay,
now,
great.
I'm going to talk about one more program. Joy of Being
Yes.
is great. I have a few people who did suffer from um, seasonal affective disorder,
Mhm.
maybe, or depression, like ongoing chronic depression, and have found that having this, not all the time, just every few months, having 5 weeks of this clearing lifts their mood.
Beautiful.
So with every one of these programs, there's at least two analyses, okay? Here I show one set of databases that I use for one analysis, but there is another analysis as well. And what I'm using is the client's photograph, statement of intention,
Mhm.
a process that I use in Time Waver that connects the Time Waver with that person in the information field. So allows the Time Waver quantum sensor to find that person and analyze and deliver to that person what they need at the quantum level.
Mhm.
Okay. Shall we speak about Healy then?
I think
Oh,
so, because you definitely have a Healy expert program that goes with the ancestral healing as well.
I do indeed. Let
Mhm.
me just scroll down to show the flow of abundance that you mentioned, 6-week optimization, opening to love, 12-week program. That was the one you were thinking of doing, but you know what? You didn't need it.
I didn't need it.
Uh, uh-huh. Accelerate your business.
A
Beautiful.
great one.
Mhm.
I'm
It
currently
allows,
I'm currently using that one as well right now.
and you can see how one of the analysis that I do takes the different aspects of the company, of your business, whatever it is, and analyzes each of them from confidence in the market, security, decision making, dedication and loyalty, that would be of both customers and employees, communication and information, leadership, sense, vision, and identity. So you see there's a kind of a hierarchy here going more towards the spiritual.
Right.
Each of those levels is analyzed according to your statement, and the best balancing aids are found for your particular desire for your company.
Right.
Immunity and freedom from mass consciousness. I chose that title I created that title to kind of speak for itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to strengthen our sense of ownership. So we're not losing our power. We're not giving away our power to anything, particularly to fear.
Right.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Beautiful.
good.
So I have
And
a quick question for you here. I'm currently running, or you're currently running two programs for me. You're currently running the Attracting Abundance and Accelerate Your Business together. So and I'm doing the Healy, and I have other technologies I work with. How much frequency is too much frequency, Breach? Like, can you overdo it?
how much information is too much information?
Good. Yes.
Sure. So these lists that we send into your field using TimeWaver, they're done periodically. So let's say they're done every 4 hours. So the system, your body, mind, spiritual body, has got 4 hours to integrate that information
Mhm.
before the next impulse. And it is just an impulse, like an echo that you pick up. And I believe that your availability to pick up what is relevant to you might also shift over time.
Right.
Like you may be using much more of the information in the first 10 days or 2 weeks.
That's right.
By the time you've got to the end of the 6 weeks, you may be only resonating with half of that information. So it's not like you're being bombarded with information all the time. Absolutely not. It's very light impulses that are sent into your field with plenty of time around each to integrate.
Fantastic. So that's why and that's how I do feel in the beginning. I'm like, I feel like a lot of information is coming my way. I'm processing and receiving. And then I do feel it quiet down into the background a little bit. Yeah. So would you say it's okay, like if I'm currently doing the abundance and accelerate your business, and you'd say it would be fine to add super immunity if I wanted to now?
Definitely, I do think so.
I
Because
agree.
those 3 programs still only add up to less than 3 minutes every 4 hours.
Yeah.
Less than 3 minutes every 4 hours.
Perfect. I tend to be someone who goes all out and piles everything on, and my system can handle it. But I know that some people can be more sensitive, and yeah,
Yeah.
be respectful of every bio individuality. Great.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you.
So shall we talk about Healy now and
Yes.
how it relates to TimeWaver? I think I can stop sharing screen now.
So
Okay.
on the Healy, I'm currently running the throat chakra program to make sure that I can connect in the best way through my voice with you today.
Yeah. So the Healy was born, well, it was released 10 years after TimeWaver was first created. And Marcus Schmeke, the quantum physicist in Germany, he's one of these beings who have come to this earth at this time to help humanity at a very crucial point in our history. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
And that was his impulse in creating TimeWaver. And then it was clear that it could also be possible to put into the hands of ordinary people a device that they could use to connect with the quantum level higher dimensions for their own benefit as well.
Right.
So he worked on it for years, at least 5 years before 2017, when it was released. And so Healy works through an app, actually 2 apps on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
We call the 2 apps the pink app and the blue app.
I sure do.
And really, while it uses a quantum sensor to do analysis in both apps, it delivers the resulting balancing aids in 2 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
The pink app delivers them through microcurrent.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, so
Mm-hmm.
microcurrent delivered to the body with frequencies carried in the current has proven beneficial effects physiologically. Microcurrent is not a new medical application. What's unique about the Healy is that the frequencies that microcurrent is carrying are analyzed beforehand and chosen according to your particular choice of program, number one, and your particular intention in the choice of running that program at this time. So there is that connection with your intention, choosing for you top 3 frequencies every 15 minutes, the top 3 frequencies for that particular issue.
Amazing.
So it's not just microcurrent frequencies. With the quantum sensor, it's a completely different, richer experience.
Right.
Then there's the other app, and most Healys, like all Healys, have the same hardware.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on which version of Healy you get, you can have one with 2 apps, working with the pink app, as I explained, but also the blue app, which works slightly differently. Firstly, what it analyzes are not frequencies in the sense of Hertz frequencies, which is what I had been talking about. Instead, it's using databases from the time waiver databases, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
These databases can be batch flower essences, Australian flower essences, homeopathic remedies, psychological affirmations. You can probably think of more that you use.
Alexa, the gem elixirs, the Schumann salts. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing them right.
Salts, yeah, kind of homeopathic remedies too. All of those, and the psychological databases that are now included in the Blue app are growing bigger and bigger. More and more of what's in Time Waiver is being migrated into the Blue app.
Yeah.
So the analysis that you do will have a focus statement.
Mm-hmm.
And the results of it then are not delivered to the body physically, they are delivered into your field.
Right.
You get to decide to vibrate the list for a minute, 3 minutes, 12 minutes, for as long as you wish.
Right.
And later you can come back and manually resend that list, as you know.
Right.
And Healy's been selling now since 2017, but especially 2019 when it went global. And it's astounding the benefits that people have gotten from it.
Oh my gosh.
Even when they're running lists for friends or for themselves, it's heartwarming to hear the benefits that people get. Really, really, really great. So, and I do all the time. I meet people who will tell me their stories of how they discovered Healy and what they've used it for themselves and family. And it's just like, thank you, Marcus. We know that he had a vision and that it is being fulfilled.
Yeah.
And people are, it's drawing together. The Healy community has been brought together as well through this joint interest in these technologies, or the desire to look further than what's available for well-being.
I always say that it's putting the power of the well-being in the palm of your hands. It's right there at your fingertips anytime that you need it. And I always tell people that it looks like a little plastic box, but really I call it a new age tuning fork. You know, we used to use tuning forks for healing work, and you used to have to, figure out which tuning fork and then vibrate it into your field, and you have to stop what you're doing, go into, your zone, do the work with the tuning forks. But now that's all here, and it's a wearable device. Like, I'm a very active person. I'm not someone who easily likes to sit down and meditate, although I do. But this gives me the opportunity to tune my field on the go all day long at any time. So I call it like my tuning fork force field that I can wear and go about my day.
And humanity has been given these tools at this time because we're ready. First of all, we're ready. Our consciousness has developed and risen to such a degree that we can accept that there is more to life than just our physical evidence. So we've broadened our minds to realize that there is more, and to trust that, to surrender to what might be called the mystery.
That's right.
Because what Time Waver is doing and the Healy quantum sensor is doing, it's reaching into the mystery and with a specific question. What is needed right now for this person? What frequencies, what salts, what homeopathic remedies are needed right now for this person? So
Yeah.
to accept that help, to say, I can't do it all on my own. I've had a lifetime of trying to do it on my own, by myself, with all of my best attempts and resources. How about if I give over a little bit of trust into something that is very well researched? Anybody who met Marcus Schmeke or listens to him will know it's his life's work to find out what can help us. It's both
Absolutely.
and spiritually. This is the important thing. It's not just about being well physically. Really, it's about fulfilling our purpose, our potential. He was very clear from the beginning. That's the true, most important thing is for a human being is, can I fulfill my potential, my purpose here?
Absolutely. And that's what I feel I've been able to do with all of the work with the Healy, with all of the work in your programs. It's like any moment I get a little bit stuck, I know what to reach for. I either reach for my Healy, I go through your website, I look for an expert program, which we should talk about next, and I set it. The other day, my ego was definitely getting in the way because I'm pushing myself very hard to, be more visible in the world since I'm doing your Accelerate Your Business programs. And my ego was like, just getting in the way, getting in the way. And I was like, I know what to do. So I put my Healy on and I did positive thoughts. And within minutes, which is such a beautiful thing because I know I've spent days in this like negative mindset, but within minutes, I was like, oh, what was that? And I'm just like, all right, let's go. Yeah. So can you talk a little bit, like, okay, you get your Healy, you have all these programs. Why would you want more? I mean, I know why, because I've experienced your programs and they're amazing. But could you talk a little too and maybe show us some of your expert programs?
Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, the Pink app, which delivers microcurrent frequency programs, has got probably about 12, 14, 15, not maybe 10 pages of programs according to themes. And each page then has 6 or 7 programs to
Right.
choose from.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, we know that people have very specific issues that they want to work on, and they don't see in the Healy, from the general descriptions, they don't see something that matches what they want. So Marcus Schmeke from the beginning knew that Time Waver therapists who have the Time Waver frequency device, having access to all of the databases for everything, not everything, I'm sure, but would be able to customize a program for somebody with a Healy. And he put in that link between Time Waver frequency and Healy called the expert page.
Yeah.
So your Healy, no matter what kind of Healy you have, it has 12 spaces to have 12 expert programs of your choice. So what I do is a mixture of seeing clients over Zoom, where I take their case and I usually combine programs that I have existing on my software that I created, combine them for them to run over the course of an hour and a half. Okay, and then I deliver them to their Healy.
Mm-hmm.
I also have online a list of programs that anybody can look and read through and choose for themselves what they want. And most of those are I'll think of a few examples. Self-love.
Yeah.
It's kind of self-explanatory.
It's a beautiful one.
It's a set of frequencies. And again, as I was creating these programs, I have absolutely no doubt I was guided as to the choice of frequencies. I wasn't doing it by myself, although it looked like I was looking at the databases, thinking, love, heart chakra, clearing emotional trauma, balancing spiritual and emotional states. All of those kind of things naturally occurred to me, but I'm also absolutely convinced that I was guided in the choice of frequencies for all of my programs, and that in the sending of the programs to people's Healy, there is something that I can't explain that happens.
Right.
But the feedback I get from people all over the world is like, your programs are special.
They really are. Yeah.
And all I can say is thank you to the divine for allowing me to do this work, because I was like you, just followed my bliss, if you like, followed where was I most curious and excited for the past more than 10 years. And that's what's led me here.
That's good.
So one more thing to say about the expert programs.
Yeah.
On my website, you see all of them,
Mm-hmm.
but probably about 2/3 of them have only got letters.
Right.
And what you need to do is email me, and I'll send you a sheet with the missing information, because we cannot risk naming medical issues online.
That's right.
And suggesting that we are treating medical issues. Actually, what we're doing, it's like homeopathy. We are finding the frequencies that resonate, that empathize with those physical symptoms. We do need the name of the issue as it's described in the medical field, so that we can find the frequencies that resonate with it.
Right. And so that we can identify what is happening with us and how to match. Yes.
How to match frequencies with the state.
That's right. Right. So that I hope that in the recording we can see this, but I've just typed in your website into the chat, and I've also typed in your email into the chat, but why don't you say it so that people can write it down?
Let me share screen really quickly.
Oh,
because
wonderful.
that's the
Yeah.
easiest way.
That is the best way.
Yeah. And so people can take a screenshot of
That's
this. So the actual website, I have to go to move a few things. Is it visible there? Yeah.
It is. It is. It is www.brid, BRIDHANLON.com. There it is. Perfect.
Quite simple.
Yes.
And the two things we talked mostly about today are the time waiver remote healing, for which you don't need a Healy, and the Healy expert programs. In another session, we could talk about these amazing tools for the Healy programs that are tools for spiritual awakening that I did with Christopher Barham in Canada, who's a records reader. We might mention the Mag Healy, which I'll just show everybody.
Thank you. Yes, let's mention it. Mm-hmm.
So the Mag Healy, I think, and there you find the Mag Healy expert programs. I want to just make sure that you see what I'm holding up. I'm going to stop share. So this is a Mag Healy. Mm-hmm. It's amazing disc. Mag, standing for magnetic, it works not by microcurrent, but by pulsed electromagnetic field, PEMF. Yeah. It delivers frequencies quite similar in the way that the Healy Pink app does, in that they are physically delivered to the body. They're not sent into your quantum field. They're delivered into your physical body through a magnetic field. It includes a page of programs that you can use to inform your water, your drinking water, every morning. Short 10-minute programs that you can imprint
I have
Uh-huh.
water back there and the heat, you can't see it too well, but I'm programming water back there.
Exactly. You can imprint water, program water. Water is so incredible. We could have a whole session talking about that. I'm on a water fast this week simply because I just really value that reset that it does for me. But I inform my water every morning with programs from the Mag Healy. Um, the Mag Healy also has a page. There are 4, plus the expert program page. There's a page of frequency-specific microcurrent, FSM, developed by Carolyn McMakin, the chiropractor from Portland, Oregon, who is an amazing teacher of frequencies, written a book called The Frequency
The resonance effect.
Effect. Thank you.
Mhm,
The Resonance
mhm.
Effect. For any newcomers, that's a really, really great book to read.
Mhm.
So her programs, 24 of them, are in there as well.
Right.
Did I miss anything? Was there
Well,
something I...
I would just like to say that I love your anti-aging program on the Healy. It's one of your expert programs. And I also bought the Repel insect program.
Yes.
And because I would go to the beach and I would get all these black flies like biting me and I have to say it made such a big difference. I really felt like I had a force field around me. So what I did was I put it in a plastic bag so the sand wouldn't get on the mag, and then I put it in my beach bag and I ran the end. So it's
So,
phenomenal. Your expert mag programs are also something not to miss.
yeah, what's great about the Mag Healy is that it delivers the frequencies into a radius of at least 3 meters in total. And say radius, I should say diameter of 3 meters in total, probably more. But so when you're running that program, insects come into that space and they're like, don't like this, and off they go.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I would almost like kind of see them like, and then be like, ah. Yeah. So
So when you mentioned the anti-aging program, is that the overnight one? It's a 3-hour program. You
yes,
don't have to
I put the
overnight.
mag under my pillow and I fall asleep with the mag under my pillow. Yeah. Mhm.
And look at your skin in the morning, and it's like really you notice when you've been running that program.
It is plump for sure and
Yes, you do.
clear, beautifully clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay. Is that everything we wanted to talk about? Is there
For
anything?
today, because I could talk frequency, quantum, all of this forever. So I think for today, I think we have definitely hit the mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. It's a pleasure to share with you. And yeah, like we both get so inspired connecting with our passion and our yeah, what we sense is possible with this technology.
Absolutely. Yeah. So people know where to find you. And if anybody would like to find me, they can find me at www.thelightguide, that's spelled lite.com, thelightguide.com. And I'm sure we'll meet again and share more of our magic with what's possible for everybody out there who's interested. Thank you so much.
Yeah.